Yeah, you guys, so another thing that I wanted to add was another reason why I hadn't posted was because I was healing, and I was healing from this little heartbreak that I went through. And of course there's some days where I'm like, oh man, I miss talking to him, or I miss him making me laugh. But I know that God has some greater plans for him and for me, and that's what I try to live by, and try to be happy and be my old self, because at the end of the day it's like God is the only one that knows my heart, like I told you guys. So I hope you guys keep on watching my video, and I'm explaining from December till now my truth and the reason why I've been gone, and just my first relationship stories. Stay tuned. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Vanessa, and if you're new here, welcome. Oh my goodness, it's been so long since I've said that. It's been almost half a year, because the last video I filmed was back in December. And I remember telling you guys that I was going to be posting my Guatemalan trip. Now, for some odd reason, I feel like it was God, because it was just things that sometimes, it wasn't anything inappropriate, it wasn't anything like, I feel like it was just for me to have, and not to show the world. Because, you know, there's certain things that God just like wants you to keep to yourself sometimes, and maybe later on in the future He would want you to show, you know. But I feel like in this time, I feel like God was telling me, like, no, Vanessa, these are things for you, you know, these are things that you should cherish. And you know, so I listened to God, and I for some odd reason my other videos would post, but not this video. It was so weird. So I was like, okay. Now I know I haven't talked to you guys in forever, but I chopped off my hair, so you guys saw my Instagram. My Instagram will be linked down in the description box below, like always. I chopped off 7 inches off my hair, which I'm really happy about, because as you guys can see, like, I've been losing hair right here. But my sister showed me this, she actually recommended me this Jamaican castor oil, which is amazing. It's been working really well. And a lot of it has to do with having my hair back in a bun really tight for work, and from stressing. As you guys didn't know this, but the last couple of months, we were gonna move, and I didn't want to leave my job and all this stuff, and it was just like I was just very stressed out. You guys, there's so much that I have to tell you. I'm sorry I'm all over the place. There's a lot I have to tell you guys. So I'm gonna start from the trip and when we came back and the months leading up to today. You guys, I'm nervous. There's just some things I've been keeping a secret, that I haven't shared with some of my family members. But I feel like today is the right day. You guys, I mean, I can't, like, I'm so nervous. Okay, so in December, I remember December 23rd. I can't. Okay, we're gonna keep it together. I met this boy over there in Guatemala, and I didn't know anything about him. He knew my uncles, he knew my dad, he knows my grandparents, and you know, like, he wouldn't talk to us. Like, first of all, this boy, well, now he's a guy because he's over age. He's 18. I'm older by 2 years, okay? I know, okay. But the guys, they're different. They're a little bit more mature from what I've seen, from my experiences with the guys here, like, well, my guy friends. I never had a boyfriend, okay? So, he was very mature, and he was very polite, very, very different. And I was okay. So first of all, he came to pick us up in the airport. It was dark at night. We weren't even paying attention. And he was going on our trips with us and visiting our family members. And I was just like, who is this guy? Like, who is he? Like, he hasn't even, like, he introduced himself, but I was just like, okay, like, you know, you're going to come on our trips and you're not going to talk to us. Like, I love to talk. You guys know this. I love to talk. So, I was talking one day, and he was like, and I was like, oh, hi. I was like, what's your name? And he was telling me, and he couldn't pronounce his name. And I was like, that doesn't sound right. Like, can you, in Spanish is eletrémelo. Like, I don't know how to say it in English. It's like spell out your name. There you go. And he told me, and I was like, oh, like this is how you say your name. And he was like, well, I don't know. He was like, my parents' name. Mind you, his parents couldn't pronounce his name either. It was, I guess, an American name. And so I was like, okay. So we're just talking and talking as the days went by, and he was hilarious. He was so goofy, and he was like, he was asking us, like, I was like, oh, how old are you? He was telling me, and I was like, okay. But at first, he had lied to us. He had lied to us because he does look older than what he is, his age. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah. I was like, I'm 19. He was like in shock. He couldn't believe it. And I was like, I'm 19. Like, he was like, no, you're not. You're like 16, 17. I was like, no, I swear to you on everything that I am 19. Like, I'll show you my passport. And he was like, no, like, you're 17. You're 17. I was like, no, I'm 19. And he was like, but days went by, he still couldn't believe he would bring it up all the time. And so I was like, okay, whatever, like, believe whatever you want. And we would just talk and talk and talk, like, every single day. He would come to my grandparents' house, and we would talk and talk and talk every single day until, like, probably, like, 1, 2 in the morning, almost every day. And, like, we would talk about our goals and our dreams and everything, because he had goals and dreams. And I was like, okay. And, you know, we really got to know each other, and our connections grew stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And our connection was like, you could feel it through the room. And even some of my grandma's family members, they're like, oh, you know, your granddaughter's boyfriend. And I'm just like, we're not even there yet. Like, we're friends, you know? And it was just so funny. And then he was like, well, like, you know, like throwing me like little hints. And I'm just like, no, you know. And there was one day where I was going to ask him, and my sister's like, no, don't do that, you have to wait. And I'm like, okay, well, like, you know, I'm not going to be waiting here. Like, I leave in like a week, you know. And so he was just like, no, he would always make me laugh and everything. Okay, so then that happened. And everybody would make fun of us. Like, even my dad would be in it. Oh, so when are you going to ask my daughter out? Like, I'm just looking at him like, Dad, like, really? You're really trying to do this right now in front of these people? And I'm just like, okay, whatever. So I would always get red. And mind you, I have, like, kind of light brownish eyes. And they're not hazel, but they're pretty light brown. And my eyes were really, really, really light. Like, really light. And I would turn red all the time, every time. I would always turn, like, really red. And everybody would just make even more fun of me. And I'm just like... So I would get even more red, and they would just laugh, and I would just be like, oh my goodness. And so one day he asked me, he was like, have you ever had a boyfriend? And I'm just like, my heart's pounding at this point, right? Because I'm like, oh my God, he's going to ask me, he's going to ask me, he's going to ask me. And then I was like, no, I've never had a boyfriend. He's like, but you're so pretty, like, why haven't you had a boyfriend? I was like, well, because I just haven't found the right one, I guess you would say. He was like, oh, okay. And like, we were just talking, but he was such a clown, and he would always joke around. So then after that happened, we went to a dance, and my whole family went, and, you know, I wanted to dance really, really bad. This was, I believe, Christmas. Yeah, Christmas. And he told me, he was like, I don't know how to dance. And I'm like, it's fine. Like, you know, like, everybody says, most of the time, the people that say, oh, I don't know how to dance, they know how to dance. So I was, mind you, as soon as my foot stepped on that floor, I was dancing. I didn't stop at all. There was one point where I got really dehydrated and I needed water, really safe to drink over there. So I was dehydrated. I was dancing for 3 hours straight. And I was like, oh my God, like, I felt like I was going to faint. I finally found water, and they gave us water bottles. There were water bottles. And, you know, I chugged like 2 right after another. And I was dancing, and there was mainly reggaeton, which is like J Balvin, Nicky Jam, and all that stuff. Mind you, I don't know how to dance to this either, okay? But I'm trying. I'm doing the two-step. The two-step, you know, swaying back and forth. He comes, and he dances with me. Okay, he held my hands, you guys. My hands were sweating. Like, it was really bad. I was like, oh no, like, can we not? Like, my hands are sweating really bad. And he was like, okay, he respected me. And I loved how he respected everyone in my family, not just myself. And we were dancing, and then I wore these little booties. And my feet, mind you, we had walked to the little, like, a party. I don't know what to call it, but and then we walked back. But I had danced, but I had danced for 3 hours straight. So I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, my feet hurt. And I was like, oh. He was like, I'll take off my shoes for you. Like, I'll walk barefoot. And I was just like, my heart melted, because I was like, oh, like, nobody has ever done that. I was like, no, it's fine. Like, he even told me, he was like, don't wear those shoes. He was like, your feet are gonna hurt. But knowing my stubborn self, I was like, you know what, I got this. Like, my dad told me, like, if I'm gonna wear heels, I have to wear them through the whole night. And me being the obedient daughter that I am, of course I listened to my dad. So I was like, oh no, I was like, it's fine, like, I got this. He was like, okay. He's like, but I told you. And I was like, I know, but I'm stubborn. And he was laughing. He was like, yeah, that's true. And so that same night, I had cooked. And he would always help with the dishes. When I would cook, he would wash the dishes. And he would put them away. Or if not, it would be the other way. Well, he wouldn't cook. Never mind. I would cook and then he would put the dishes away or wash them. So that night, my grandma was like, oh, so who's going to wash the dishes? And so we both, like, locked our eyes at each other, and I got up right away. And I washed the dishes, and he was always standing next to me. And I was like, okay. I was staring at him at one point when I was watching a knife, you guys. I was watching a knife, and I cut my finger. I cut my thumb. And he was like, he freaked out. He's like, what can I do? Like, what can I do to help you? Like, and I was like, okay, give me sugar. He grabbed me sugar. I was like, give me coffee. It wasn't stopping. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna die here. Like, I'm gonna die, and I'm not gonna survive. Like, and it was just a little cup, but it wouldn't stop bleeding. But my dramatic self, right? He was like, what can I do? What can I do? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know. Like, it's not stopping. And everybody was there, and they were just calm, He was over here freaking out, and I was freaking out. And my grandma gave him like a little, kind of like Neosporin, but it's called something else. And he like put it on my thumb, and then I was like, he got my blood on him, and I was like, okay, I was like, you can go. Thank you for curing me. I was like, can you? But that same day, he had cut the same finger on his hand, his thumb, and the same hand, and I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, you see? I was like, we both cut ourselves today. He was laughing, and I was like, okay, you can go. I was like, go wash your hands. He's like, no. He's like, I'm gonna keep your blood on my thumb forever, and I'm like, you're crazy. I was like, go wash your hands. And I was just cracking up, and I was like, go wash your hands. He's like, no. He's like, it's your blood. I was like, I'm going to keep it on me forever. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're crazy, right? So, leading up, the night before we had to come back to the States, we stood in front of each other, and he got, like, sad. And I'm like, hey, like, what's wrong, like, why are you sad? Because I was sad, too, because I didn't want to leave, and he started like tearing up, and I'm just like, it's okay, like what's wrong? He was like, I don't know. He was like, I just really like you. So I'm over here like my heart's pounding, I'm like shaking, and I'm just like, okay, he's gonna ask me. I'm just like, this guy, I'm like, such suspense, just waiting, and he started like tearing up, and I was like, okay. I was like, what's wrong? He was like, no. He was like, I just really like you. He was like, I love how you're not afraid to show who you are, and I like how you're not afraid to show, your feelings. Like, you cry and you laugh, and you're just not afraid to be yourself. And he was like, and I know I'm not gonna find another girl like you over here. And he was like, especially that knows how to cook, cause before all of this, he saw that I was cooking, and he even ate my food, and he was like, oh my god, like, this is amazing. He's like, I rarely eat, like, it's caldo de pollo, but I would consider like chicken noodle soup for like those who don't know. I think my mom's home. And he had like 5 bowls. He's like, oh my god, this is delicious. He's like, it's because somebody made it with love. And I'm just like, this guy, oh my goodness. I'm over here freaking out. And he was like, and so I told him, I was like, what did they tell you about the girls here in the States? He's like, that they're lazy, that they're this. And I'm just like marking off my list. And I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of lazy. I was like, but I can cook, I can clean, I'm respectful, I serve others. And he was like, that's what I'll be back, guys. Okay, so I was like, okay, I could do all of this. And, that night, like, all my parents and everybody was upstairs. And mind you, he would always give me a hug and a kiss before he would leave. Like, I'm like, shit, okay, no, no, you have to play hard to get, okay? So I was just like, I was just waiting and waiting. And he cried, and he was like, I really don't want you to leave. And I'm like, this guy really likes me. was like, okay. But I didn't really, you guys, because, let me put this right there. Because I'm a hopeless romantic. And when I give my heart to someone, I give it all. And that's something that God has given me, you know, because not everybody can do that. So, he was a jokester, like I told you guys. So I was like, okay, so you're going to drop us off at the airport? He was like, no. And I started tearing up. And I'm like, why not? Like, okay, so you're just gonna spend 2 whole weeks with me, and talk every single night until 2, 3 in the morning, and you're not gonna drop me off? Like, I'm just like, okay. So he was like, no. He's like, I'm gonna drop you off. It's too early. And I'm just like, oh, okay. I was like, well, it was nice meeting you. I was like, it was nice talking to you. And so I turned. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to sleep now. He's like, no. He's like, I'm just kidding. And I was like, okay. He's like, I'm gonna go drop you guys off. He's like, I'm not gonna do that. Like, I'm not that type. I was like, okay. I was like, you better be here at this, because he had mad respect for my dad. Like, my dad told him to be at this certain time. He was there at a certain time. And so he got up, and then like, it was just like, you could just feel the sadness in the air. In the air. He was helping us put our luggages in the car, and it was just like you just felt the sadness that we had. It was just very sad. And his mom was always there with us too. She was cool, and you know, we talked all the time. And the mom, like, you know, before I left, he gave me like a really, and I gave him a really tight hug. And I was like, okay, you know, like, I didn't take my phone with me, so I didn't have his number, I didn't have anything. And he was like, I'll give you my number, and then when you get back over there to your house, you add me. And I was like, okay. So that was the first thing I did when I landed and when I got back home. But before that, his mom and him were like, I don't know if you guys seen the movies, like, it's very dramatic, where like somebody's walking away from like the loved ones and at the airport, and you just like turn around, and they're like hugging each other, just like waiting for you to go. Well, that's exactly what happened. They were hugging each other, and they had like both, you know, their eyes filled with water. They were tearing up, and I just remember like looking over my shoulder, and like with my luggage on my right hand side, and I just turned around, and like my eyes just went, and like I lost it. I couldn't even look back. I was like, I can't believe like I'm leaving someone behind. I was like, I'm so sad. I was like crying my eyes out, and my dad was like, what's wrong? And I was like, nothing. And I was just like, I was so sad. Like, I didn't want to leave. But because I also met some of my other dad's family members, which I didn't want to leave them either, because they were so cool, they were so different, and it was just awesome. Like, just from, like, you never expected something so small to bring you so much joy. Like, to go get tortillas across my grandma's house, like, that brought me joy. You know, going across the street again and go get like ice cream brought me so much joy. So it was just like those little things that I missed. So I came back, and I still remember the date and everything. Not the time though, that's too much. I just remember the date, of course. And you know what's funny is that I always told my friend, because she went through a similar thing, and I told my friend, I was like, I'm never gonna find someone like I'm never gonna date someone that's out of the country. I'm never gonna accept a text message from someone to say, you know, do you want to be with me, right? This is where the nevers come, okay? Because the nevers always come. The nevers always come true. So, mind you, I guess he had asked my sister. He was like, I really like your sister. He was like, I never really, and I wasn't there. I guess I wasn't there. It was just them and them. Well, this was back in Guatemala. And she was like, okay, you're gonna have to wait until we get back home. And I'm just like, oh my god, he's gonna ask me out over there when I'm already home. I was like, oh, okay. And so, my dad, he was like, you have a boyfriend? I was like, no, I don't, because he hadn't asked me out yet. So I was like, I don't have a boyfriend, right? But my dad's this guy that he knows everything. Like, I don't know what. God gave him this gift too, because it's crazy. Like, everything that he says is done. Like, everything. So, he was like, Vanessa, like, I really like you. He was like, I don't know. He was like, I've never really asked a girl out. He was like, because they've always like said no to me. And I was just like, okay. And I was like, I'm like shaking at this point. I'm like red. And he was like, do you want to be my girlfriend? And I'm just like, oh my god, like I'm so high. Like I was running back and forth, running back and forth, running back and forth. And Harry's like, don't tell me yes here, because he had asked my sister if he could ask me out. And Harry's like, no, like I think you should wait, like, you know, because he would kind of ask me, like, in a weird way, her blessing to date me, I guess. I don't know. So I was just like, I was running back and forth, like, I don't know what I should say. I don't know what I should say. Oh my gosh, I don't know what to say. Like, just like that, I was like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to think. I don't know all this stuff. And so I say yes. And this was January 6th. We came back January 4th. And I was like, yeah. So we were like, you know, we talk every night. He would get cards to talk to me, you know, something like out of the movies. And the funny thing is, I had prayed to God over there in Guatemala. I was like, God, like, if he's meant for me, give me a sign, you know, and if he's not, you know what to do. So he gave me that sign. I was okay. I'm letting things flow and everything. We're doing so great. Like, we're talking. Who is it?
Me?
Yes. And so everything was going great. Everything was going great, and I'm just like, okay, you know, everything's working out. And I was just being patient, you know. We would talk every day, every night. He would always text me first, like, good morning, like, how are you doing? Because he was in school still. So, you know, all of a sudden, like, I started feeling him distant. I'm just like, okay, this is weird. This doesn't feel like him. It doesn't seem like him. And I'm pretty good at knowing how a person is, you know, over time. So I was like, okay, something's not right. Something doesn't seem right. So I was like, you know what? Like I sent him like 2 paragraphs, and he was like, and I was telling him, you know, like, if you don't want to be with me, like, let me know now. Like, I don't want to be hurt. Just let me know. And he just put okay. And I'm just like, okay, this is not the person that I met over there. You know, this isn't the person that I was dating. And so I was like, okay, whatever. So I let time went by, and I prayed on it with all my heart again. I was like, God, like, if he's not meant for me at this moment, or maybe he's never going to be meant for me, give me a sign, you know, give me the courage to do what I have to do. And I just prayed with my open heart, and I asked God, and I just remember, like, a week went by, and I still gave him a chance. And I was like, you know what, I can't do this, God. I was like, you put this on my heart, and I'm gonna do it. So I told him straight out, no sugarcoating, no nothing. I was like, I'm done with you. And he texted me right away, and I'm just like, okay. He was like, why, like, what happened? And I'm just like, and I told him everything. I was like, you know what, like, you went cold on me, and you didn't give me an explanation. And I was just like, okay, whatever. And I remember I would always ask him, like, because we took pictures over there together with my older sister's phone. We took pictures together. And, you know, and he would, like, take the little pictures that I would put on my profile picture. He would, you know, screenshot them. And I would be like, you never sent me a picture of you, right? And after we broke up, he sent me a picture of himself. And I was like, it felt weird. So I was like, okay, whatever. So months went by, but I still felt like I needed that. We ended towards the end of January. And I was like, okay. I was like, whatever. But I still feel like there was something missing. I feel like I needed closure. I don't know what it was, but I felt like I needed my closure. I needed closure. And I was like, and one night I was getting ready to go to work, and I prayed about it too. I was like, the night before that night, this night, I was like, Lord, I was like, please, like, give him clarity to explain to me what happened. I was like, because you know I need this peace, you know I need this clarity, like, you know I need it. And, like, I'm telling you guys, when I got chills, I was shaking, because I was so amazed of, like, what God did. He texted me, and he told me, Vanessa, because he had blocked me. I'm mature enough not to block him, like, you know. And I didn't block him. And he was like, Vanessa, and I was like, yes. I was like, this is her. He was like, oh, it's me. It's, you know, he told me his name. And I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, how have you been? He was like, I need to tell you something. He's like, I need to tell you what happened between us. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, God, like, you're really answering my prayer right now. And he told me everything that had happened. He was like, I don't know what happened between us. Like, I just stopped losing feelings for you. And I was like, I don't understand. He was like, I don't understand what happened. And I'm like, it's okay. Like, in my mind, I understood. Because I was the one that prayed for it. I told God, like, if he's not meant for me, give me a sign. And so I understood. Of course, he didn't understand. And I was like, I wish you nothing but the best. I wish that you find somebody that cares and loves you and that can actually be there for you. Because that's something that I can't give you. And that's something that I probably would never be able to give you, And so he was like, I wish nothing but the best for you too. I wish you find a guy that cares and cherishes for you. And I was just like saying, I was like, thank you for being such a great guy, for loving me for who I was, for being honest with me, for everything. And he was like, oh no, like, you're welcome. And it was just crazy because my first relationship was from distance, and it was nice, it was clean, it was beautiful. Like, my older sister's friend told me, she's like, it's a relationship because if you put your heart and your soul to someone and you put your time into someone, it's a relationship. So that was my first boyfriend, and I wouldn't change it because he taught me a lot. And I just wish him nothing but the best. So that's what happened. And then in February, I got my first job. And as you guys know, I work at Baskin Robbins Togo. So that's when I got my first job. And, everything was going good. And I was liking my job. And I was doing something different. A job that I could actually keep. A job that would actually pay me well from working, And I was like, okay. So then, everything was going well, and then my grandpa got even worse. So then we were gonna move, but then we didn't move because it got worse. And so now we're here, September 9th, 2018, and my things have changed of my job, and I just keep on praying, like, and I would talk to his mom too. Like, his mom and I would always text. We'd never bring him up, but we would always text. We were great friends, so we would always text. One day, I prayed to God again. I was like, God, like, I feel her distant too. I was like, if she's not meant for me, if she's not meant to be in my life for some odd reason, you know what to do. And that night, she blocked me off of WhatsApp, and we stopped talking. And I prayed on it again on my way home. And I was like, God, like, she has really been on my mind. I was like, I don't know why. And the next day, actually, my sister, my older sister, she added her on Facebook. And she was like, oh, so-and-so told me to tell you guys that as soon as she gets a number that she's going to add you guys back. And you guys, my heart dropped. I was like, wow, like, it's crazy. Because over there, it's different, We have the advantage of having a cell phone here with the Wi-Fi. We don't get our phones stolen as easily as over there. And so I was like, okay, that this is recently, like in August. And I was like, okay. So if God wants it to work out, he's going to find a way, like I always tell you guys. And that's why this year, God has really, really, really showed me that he's there for me and that he's answering my prayers. Slowly but surely he answers them. And I just keep on praying because I know at the end of the day, like, he's the only one that really knows who I am. And that's my truth. That's what has been happening with me. And that's why I've been off of my YouTube, because I wasn't ready to tell you guys my story, because I wasn't ready to tell you guys everything, my truth, And up to this day, like, I'm still working at Baskin, and it's a little rough because they've only given me one day this whole week to work. But I just keep on praying because I have this new job opportunity, working for a district and with benefits and everything, and they're gonna pay me better. So I'm just praying that this is all God's plan, that if it's meant to happen like this, it's meant to be. And he knows my word, he knows my heart, he knows me, and he knows what I need, and he knows when I need it, at what time and at what moment. So I just keep on praying that if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If it's not, well, it's not. He has something greater for me. Same with him, I prayed and everything. So, I just prayed, and I'm just like, God, like, I know he's not the only boy for me. Like, I know you have someone better, and I know this is just a little step stool for me to get to know what kind of it is to date someone. So I'll be back, guys. So I also wanted to let you guys know, like, this is not my first time recording this video. This is actually, like, my 6th time trying to record this video, and the first 6 times it wasn't easy. I was still heartbroken, I was still sad, I wasn't happy, but I'm ready now, and I was ready enough to show you guys what has been happening and the truth of like why I've been gone, because I was healing. And there's no problem with taking time off sometimes, or because sometimes you need that space, and sometimes you need to reflect on things, and you need to learn, and that's how you help others, because you have to heal yourself first, because you can't go into another relationship and not be ready just because you're trying to get rid of that person that you know, that hurt your feelings or that hurt you, you know, because it's not how it should be. And that's one thing that I learned. Like, I didn't do that to anyone, but you know, for future references for anyone who has ever done that, like, that's not okay, because you're only, not only are you hurting yourself more, but you're hurting others as well. And yeah, you guys, like, this was a crazy experience, and I hope that whoever has fallen in love through distance, to not give up. If that person is really committed, they're gonna really go through it, and you guys are gonna make it out alive great, and you're not gonna, hopefully you're not heartbroken. And I still believe in long distance relationships, and if you really want it, you're gonna achieve it. And remember, you always have to keep God in mind, because at the end of the day, He is the one that knows your plan, and He knows your future, and He knows your heart. But yeah, you guys, I hope you guys liked this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And don't forget to love, inspire, and grow. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.